a prerequisite to understand Informatica or to make yourself comfortable with Informatica, if you know about the databases and what is a DBMS is all about, and what is a RDBMS is all about, and if you know what is an SQL and a little bit of an SQL, then your life will be easy in understanding Informatica concepts and everything. So you don't have to be an expert in SQL. If you know the basics and what is a table is all about and how to retrieve the data and all those things, so that is enough for you to understand all the Informatica concepts from the basic level to the advanced level. So as you know, I mean, there might be a people who might be very new to starter. See, a DBMS in the specification form, like we call it as a database management system. And when we talk about the database management system, it's a software package which actually stores the data in the form of tables. So you might be knowing already what is a table is all about. A table is nothing but which contains rows and columns and which physically exist in your database to store the data. So you will store the data in the form of tables, that is your DBMS. Eventually the DBMS is converted or expanded as an RDBMS, which is called as a relational database management system. Relational database management system, whereas in between the tables you'll have a relationship between each of them, that is your relational database management system. So we have a various RDBMS products which are available in the market. So when you start storing the data, if you have to start storing the data, you can make use of any database, that is like your Oracle SQL server, and then you have Informix, DB2, and other type of databases like Sybase and so many other databases which you have available in the market. All these RDBMS products stores the data in the form of tables. And in order to store the data in these tables, in order to store the data in these databases, in order to add the data, delete the data, or modify the data in these databases, we need a language to communicate with the database. That language is nothing but your SQL. So SQL is a structured query language which helps you to add the data to the database or modify the data in the database, or when I say database, it's nothing but the tables. Add the data to the tables, modify the data in the tables, or delete the data from tables. All these management will be done by your SQL, that is your structured query language. So in order to communicate with all these databases, we need to know SQL to do that. So SQL is again broadly classified into different types. So I'm not going in detail with that. I just gave you an example about what is a database is all about and what is a SQL. So when we talk about a data warehouse, so which we are going to learn now, so data warehouse is nothing but the database. Whenever you are designing a data warehouse, it is nothing but you are designing a database and storing the data in the database. So data warehouse is nothing but the collection of data stored for analysis. So you can, in the simple terms, you can call it as collection of data stored for analysis, that is called as a data warehouse. So when you are choosing a data warehouse or when you are designing a data warehouse, you can choose any database as your data warehouse. I can choose Oracle as my data warehouse, or I can choose SQL Server database as my data warehouse, or I can choose DB2 as my data warehouse, or even Sybase as a data warehouse. A data warehouse is nothing but the data stored in the database. It's nothing but where the data is stored, that is called as a data warehouse. But what kind of data is stored, why it is used for, all those things we'll understand. So when we talk about the data warehouse, before we step into the data warehouse, we need to understand about the real world applications what we have. So when we talk about this, we have different types of applications. One is called as an OLTP application, and other type of application what we have is an OLAP applications. OLTP means online transaction processing system. So when we talk about OLTP, online transaction processing system is the OLTP. Why do we call these applications, or what kind of applications are called as an OLTP applications? So when we talk about your internet banking system, or for any internet banking system, so when we talk about the examples for an OLTP applications, your airline reservation system, you can call airline reservation system. That is one of OLTP application, and you can talk about your e-commerce applications like eBay, Amazon. All these are all the different examples for your OLTP applications. And you can also call the other type of application, that is your ATM withdrawal. That is also another type of OLTP application. Why we call these applications as OLTP? Because there will be a frequent transactions happening on the system. Transaction means it's nothing but a order is being created, or it's nothing but a ticket is being booked. That is called as a transaction in a technical terms. So when you see these applications, there will be a frequent transactions happening on the system all the time. That's why we call these applications as an OLTP application, online transaction processing applications. And when we talk about the other type of applications, that is nothing but the online analytical processing application, which means the data in these applications is used for analysis. Analysis is nothing but when you want to carry out the business analysis, like identifying the revenue of your business, identifying the profits of your business, all those things will be handled by your OLAP systems. That is nothing but your data warehousing system. So when we talk about how the data warehouse data will be integrated, you will be having different OLTP applications. When we talk about what are the different applications, it can be your different applications like let's say eBay US, which is being developed on Oracle database, and let's say you have another one, eBay US, and you have this, let's say APAC. This is being developed in mainframes, and which is nothing but your DB2 database. The data for these are all the different OLTP systems. So your data in the OLTP system is being distributed across multiple applications, and you have another customer relationship data management system. That is, let's say you have a CRM system which is there, which is loading the data for you. So that is your CRM system, and it is being loaded again, developed on Siebel system. So you have various OLTP applications where your transactional data is being stored. It is stored in Oracle database, and APAC data is being stored in DB2, and all my customer relationship management data is being stored on the Siebel. So when we talk about a data warehouse is a collection of data. Collection of data means from where you're going to collect the data. That is nothing but your different OLTP systems. You'll collect the data and then store it into a centralized database. So when I'm choosing it, I can choose any database as a data warehouse. As I said, I'm choosing Teradata as my data warehouse. Teradata is my system, and I'm choosing this as my data warehouse. So when you try and integrate this data, so you will collect the data from your OLTP systems and load the data into a centralized database that is called as your data warehouse. The process of integrating this data from your different OLTP systems into this warehouse is called as an ETL process. You call it as an ETL. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. So extraction is nothing but the reading of the data. Extraction is nothing but the reading of data. So how do you read the data from databases? That is nothing but by using a select statement. Similarly, you're going to use transforming the data. Transforming is nothing but modifying the data from one form to the other form, and which you do it, modifying the data. And load, L stands for a load. Load is nothing but how do you load or add the data to the database? That is nothing but by using a DML statements, insert, update, and then the delete. So you're going to read the data from your OLTP application, transform it to our required format, and then load the data into the data warehouse. warehouse. That is what your ETL tool does. So as an Informatica developer, as an ETL developer, when you go, all you need to do is that you need to extract the data from different OLTP applications and modify the data according to your requirements and massage the data or transform the data and load the data into data warehouse. So that is called as an ETL process. So when we talk about the different ETL tools, no, we are not going to use Teradata as a data warehousing system as part of this training. We are going to use completely an Oracle database. Your source systems are going to be an Oracle and your target system is also going to be an Oracle. But I can just give you the inputs on like how the Teradata system, how Teradata warehouse will be loaded, all those things. So we have different ETL tools which are available in the market. So you have Informatica Power Center, that is one ETL tool which is available in the market. Latest version which we have is Informatica 951. And you also have the other type of ETL tools, that is Data Stage. This is from IBM. And you have also the Ab Initio, that is also another database, another ETL tool which you have. And you also have from Oracle, you have Oracle Data Integrator, and other type of data ETL tools like SSIS from Microsoft, SQL Server Integration Service. And these are all the different ETL tools. And you also have some open source tools, something like Pentaho, Tableau, Jasper, all these different ETL tools also are used to integrate the data from your OLTP systems into the warehouse. So once you load the data into the data warehouse, the data in a data warehouse is used for analysis. So the completely data warehouse will be used as a source to identify the information about your business. Let's say if eBay is there and eBay people wants to identify how many number of customers they're actually gaining every day from the APAC region, or if they want to understand how many new customers are getting added to the USA. So all these type of data validation, or if they want to understand how much revenue that they're generating from USA, how much they're generating from APAC region, or how much they're generating from Europe region and all, or if they have to analyze the growth of their business on a day-to-day basis, or maybe on a week-to-week basis or a month-to-month basis, if they have to understand the growth of their business, all these type of analysis can be analyzed with the data present in the data warehouse. So how are you going to analyze the data which is present in the data warehouse? So you are going to analyze the data with the help of our reporting tools. So you will be having different reporting tools or the UI tools which helps you to generate the reports. A report is nothing but information about your business is being represented in the form of a tabular structure or a graph or this thing. It is called as all your reporting tools. What it does is it will read the data from your data warehouse and generate the reports. So there are various reporting tools which are available in the market, which helps you to generate the reports from the data warehouse. So you have tools like OBIEE, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. You have Cognos, which helps you to generate the reports from your data warehouse, and you have BO, Business Objects. And you also have the other type of tools like MicroStrategy, SSRS, and different other type of tools which you have, which are available in the market, which helps you to generate the reports. All your reporting tools does is it will read the data from your data warehouse and represent the data in the form of a report. So when we talk about a data warehouse is actually not a technology. It is just a process which is proposed by scientist called as a Bill Lemon. Bill Lemon is a scientist who has proposed a data warehousing system for business analysis purpose. So data warehouse is not a technology, again I repeat, and it is a combination of data warehousing tools. So when you go to any data warehousing project, you will come across one ETL product or ETL tool which you have, another is a reporting tool. So the combination of ETL plus BI completely together, it is called as a data warehousing lifecycle. You can define it as an end-to-end process where integration of data into data warehouse and the generation of reports from the data warehouse together. This is your complete data warehousing which we can see. So in this course, what we are going to learn is that we are going to understand how the data will be integrated into the data warehousing system from the OLTP, how Informatica will help you to integrate the data. So just like the way how the Informatica does, you have the different other tools as well. That is your data stage, ab initio, ODI and everything. So this is a overall picture about a data warehouse. What is a data warehouse is all about, and how the data will be integrated into the data warehouse and how it will be used for a reporting and all. And there will be an obvious questions why we are actually integrating the data from OLTP system into the data warehouse just for reporting. Why can't I generate a report from the OLTP system? So when we understand the differences between the when we understand why we are going for an OLAP system, OLTP generally it will be in the normalized structure. Normalized in the sense it will be normalized up to third normal form, and it is nothing but normalization is nothing but organization of data into different tables or distributing the data into different tables. When we say normalized, it is nothing but there will be a more number of tables will be present in the OLTP systems, which means querying the data, analyzing the data will become complex. In case of you need to write complex queries to query the data in the OLTP system. That is one disadvantage why we cannot use OLTP system for a reporting. And there is another thing is that your OLTP system does not store the historical data. There will be no history. No history of information will be present. And when you go to your ATM withdrawal or in your internet banking system or any other thing, if you see, you will not be able to see the more than 5 or 6 transactions what you have performed. There will be no historical data which will be present. And since that is also one more, whenever you analyze the data, you always compare with the historical data and analyze the growth and everything. So there is no historical information which will be, data will not be stored in the 3NF in the OLAP system. It will be stored in the second normal form. So we have a question here from Srinivas, like we will not be having data in the third normal form in the OLAP system, whereas that will be in the second normal form. So when we talk about data in the OLTP system will not have no historical data. And one more disadvantage to perform a reporting on the OLTP systems, here is the thing is that like data is being distributed across the different applications, and we do not have a common tool which can actually, retrieve the data from all these heterogeneous systems and then generate a single report for me. If I have to do the reporting, I have to do the reporting separately on the US application and then a APAC application and then my CRM application, and combinedly I have to get the result for it using OLTP systems. So data is distributed across the multiple source systems. That is also one more disadvantage which we have in data distributed across the different systems. That is also one disadvantage with your OLTP system when you are using it. So because this is having this many disadvantages, because we are having so many disadvantages, that's why we are going for a OLAP system. So that is your historical data system.